I actually teach in a school where probably our most famous alumnus currently is a guy named Franco Harris, so I'm very proud to teach in that program. I came, first thing, I'm looking around and I see all these Penn State shirts, but I see a few Navy shirts, and I'd like to just say welcome to our friends from Annapolis. We hope you enjoy your visit here as much as we've enjoyed being here for many years. I first came here in March of 1964. Rip Engel was the head football coach when I showed up as an undergraduate student, and we had a guy who was an assistant coach called Joe Paterno. So my history at the university goes back some 48 years now. Franco talked about the university being around for 160. I've been around for about a third of that almost. So you guys with the smartphones can start doing the math. After I graduated in March of 1967, I went to law school. Over the years, as an alumnus, I've been the president of one of the Penn State clubs. I was involved in the first campaign for Penn State to raise about $200 million. Back in the early 1980s, that was a lot of money. Now it's $2 billion, I think, is the target for the latest campaign. So I've been involved in fundraising. I've been involved here as a mentor and advisor to people, to students, both before and after I came here as a faculty member. And I've been here for almost 7 years. Teaching full-time. And I think I know the culture of this university after 48 years better than Louis Freeh or Mark Emmert. And I'm only going to remind you, because a lot of you people already know a lot of this stuff, but I was an employer for a lot of those 40 years, and we did a lot of recruiting here at Penn State, and some of the companies I worked for years before I ever went to work for them told me that the reason they came here was because they found students and graduates who had the best combination of academics and work ethic of anybody that they could possibly hire. And as a faculty member, I can tell you that I typically have lunch, every couple of weeks with employers that come in to recruit, and they're still telling me exactly the same thing. The kids get a great education here. For our friends from Navy, I'm going to tell you something we do have in common with the Naval Academy. Come Monday morning, all of those boys or men who are on the football field today, on both sides of the field, are going to be in the classroom. Yeah. For those people, and I watched all summer and I got emails from my students, and they were anguishing over, what do I say to my friends back home when they bring up this scandal at Penn State? And I'm going to tell you what you say to them. You say, number one, the Wall Street Journal conducted a poll of employers, and employers ranked Penn State the #1 pick in the country of any university for people they want to hire people from. About 2 weeks ago, the rankings, the academic rankings of world universities came out, and Penn State again was ranked in the top 50 academic universities in the world. Item number 3, in the past 2 years, Penn State has generated more Fulbright scholars, and in fact almost twice as many as whoever came in second, has generated more Fulbright scholars than any other university in the country. And for those of you who don't know, Fulbright scholars have to be invited to leave Penn State for a semester or however long they're going to stay to some other university outside the United States typically, in order to conduct research, to teach, to speak, to collaborate with people throughout the world. It's a big deal. And I can tell you, I've had an opportunity myself to go to a university in South Korea and be a speaker, and I was invited by an international business school to come and speak there. And the respect that you get if you come from Penn State as a faculty member or an alumnus is absolutely incredible all around the world. So I'm simply here to tell you what the response is when somebody asks you about Penn State. First, we have never, ever, in my 50 years almost, and there are no examples, by the way, in the free report or anything that the NCAA has ever said. There's never been an example that I've seen of an athlete receiving any form of athletic preference or academic preference because they were an athlete. It doesn't happen. And it shouldn't ever happen. I felt personally insulted as a faculty member when I heard those pronouncements, and I think that it's simply wrong. I think that when people ask you about that, you've got to raise the issues about how strong a university this is academically, and it is. That ranking in the top 50 of world universities is based on things like strength of faculty, based on research grants, based on achievement in research, based purely on academics. And that's what makes this university strong. If we didn't have a football team, we'd still be a world-class university. That's what we are first and foremost. So going forward, Franco is right. Alumnus, students, faculty, everybody associated with this university has to make the difference. It's not going to happen simply in Old Main, and it's not going to happen simply with the Board of Trustees. They need to be involved and they need to support the university, obviously, but we all need to be part of this because we are Penn State!